Now we review the 2024 film, My Old Heiny. No, it's not really called My Old Heiny, but this is YouTube and they don't like that word. Ladies and gentlemen, I have seen My Old Rear End. I'm not saying the name of this particular film because saying the name of this particular film within the first 30 seconds of my video may get it demonetized. So, for every 1,000 subscribers I do purchase one of these bracelets from 4Ocean. 4Ocean pulls a pound of trash out of the ocean every time I do that. If you'd be so kind as to comment, like, and subscribe, you'd be doing your part for a better world. Now, this particular film is about a young woman. She's 18. She's about to go off to college. And she then takes some shrooms. And after taking some shrooms, encounters her older self. And by older self, I mean, essentially a little over double her age. So old enough to have a kid her age. Self, 39. Which, right there, this film kind of made me say, you're pushing the boundaries with what old is. So I was not on board for this, but it happened to come up as the most convenient film to watch. And, if you're going to be a movie reviewer, you have to watch as many films as possible. So, this is essentially a coming-of-age story. It's supposed to be funny, it's a little on the sexy side, and there is a lot of swearing. Now, I could tell you that in the theater I was in, there was a dude coughing, but there was nobody laughing. Which is weird because on Rotten Tomatoes, even the audience score is like 89% like the movie, which is weird because it's a coming-of-age story and there just isn't a lot of explanation as to what's going on. Like, okay, does the older version of you disappear? Because you essentially conjured her by doing drugs and other people can see her. I am confused. I don't get the dynamic here. It's not a hallucination of the older self. And these two girls don't really look enough like each other so that I would actually think that I wouldn't even think they were related if I saw them, The skull features are too different. And they could have done a better job with makeup on making that up. But, look, here's the thing about this particular film. The title would have implied that this was going to be an R-rated sex comedy. And it's an R-rated coming-of-age story. And it's essentially R-rated because of language and nothing else. There's a bit of sexual discussion, but not very much. There's like a skinny dipping scene, and there's some lesbian sex. And, look, so this girl is a bisexual, and I guess the coming of age part is that she realizes she's not a straight lesbian, she's also into dudes. Which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that, it's kind of underwhelming. This is a movie that you take your date to. This is a date movie. It is a date movie because it shows girls being girls, and you're going to hope that your date, is more accepting of you in the end. That's this movie. It's a limited release film. It apparently did well at Sundance, and it's just one of those movies. It ticks all the boxes. It's not particularly memorable, but it's also solid enough. This movie belongs somewhere in the upper middle of your watch list, right very close to the middle, but a little above dead center. So it is a positive film. It's just positive in the only just way. There's just not a lot I can say about this movie. It's okay. I didn't dislike it. I just, I didn't look at these characters and think, wow, I wish I could see more of those. Which, I mean, it implied something that it wasn't. And I think that's where I kind of just walked into it with higher expectations. So walk into this with pretty low expectations, think you're going to see a decent movie, and you're going to see a decent movie. Walk in this with high expectations, you might be disappointed. Anyway, that's just my opinion. I'd love to hear yours down in the comments below. I, of course, am Richard.
Randall the Rat here, reminding you to comment, like, and subscribe. And why should you do that? Well, look over here. These are bracelets from 4Ocean. Each one of them means a pound of trash was pulled out of the ocean. And this channel buys one for every 1,000 subscribers it gets. And this around my neck, well, this is a medal from the Conqueror. It represents walking around the Great Pyramids of Giza. You can get one for yourself by going to the Conqueror challenges.com and saying, hey, I want to pretend I walked around the pyramids of Giza without dealing with all the sweat and flies and delicious scarab beetles. Or you could support this channel so they can buy more of these, which means that they will plant trees, because each one of these represents 5 trees that got planted. Yeah, that's right, 5 trees helping your environment. Global warming sucks. Be a good person, comment, like, and subscribe. Give us more money so that we can plant trees by buying medals from the Conqueror. Randall out.